National Geographic Kids Readers. Pope Francis by Barbara Kramer. Who is Pope Francis? Pope Francis is the leader of the Roman Catholic Church. He lives in Vatican City in Rome. That is the home of the Catholic Church. There have been many popes or leaders of the Church over the years. Pope Francis became the Pope in 2013. People from all over the world look up to Pope Francis, the future Pope. Francis was the name he chose when he became Pope. Until then, he was Jorge Mario Bergoglio. Jorge Mario Bergoglio. Bergoglio was born on December 17th, 1936. He grew up in Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires. That is the capital city of Argentina. Argentina. Bergoglio was the oldest of 5 children. As a boy, he played soccer and basketball with his friends. He liked to read, too. His grandmother, Rosa, taught him to pray. On Sundays, he went to church with his family. Bergoglio is on the left with his brother, Oscar. Bergoglio's elementary school class in 1943. He is in the bottom right corner. Choosing a path. Bergoglio liked to learn about his faith and the church. He was 17 years old when he first thought about becoming a priest. He wanted to help people learn more about the church. When he was 19 years old, he entered a seminary. There, he studied to become a priest. Words to know. Priest. A person who serves God and may also be the minister of a church. Seminary. A school for future priests. Bergoglio wanted to be part of a special group of priests. That group is called the Society of Jesus. Its members are known as Jesuits. Jesuits. In 1958, Bergoglio joined the society. Bergoglio, with his parents, and 4 siblings. Bergoglio is in the top center, dressed as a priest. Saint Ignatius of Loyola founded the Society of Jesus in 1540. He believed in helping the poor and giving to others. In his own words, life is a journey. Pope Francis's cool firsts. Pope Francis was the first to do a lot of things. Did you know these firsts? He is the first pope from the group of priests known as Jesuits. He is the first pope to pose for selfies. He is the first pope to be on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine. Usually, the cover shows rock stars and movie stars. He is the first pope from the Americas. He is the first pope to choose the name Francis. Helping others. Jesuit priests believe in helping the poor. They do not spend much money on themselves. They live simply and give to others. That is what Bergoglio wanted to do. He studied for many years. He also worked as a teacher. In 1969, he became a priest. Bergoglio was 33 years old when he became a priest. This photo from 1973 shows Bergoglio on the left as a priest. In his own words, help each other always. Bergoglio became a leader in the church. In 1992, he became a bishop in Buenos Aires. His job was to help priests in the city. 6 years later, Bergoglio was named archbishop. That meant he was in charge of an even larger area. Words to know. Archbishop, a leader in charge of many churches in an area. In his own words, by helping one another, we will do some good. Bergoglio holds a mass or church service in Argentina in 2000. Bergoglio often worked to help people in the poorest areas of Buenos Aires. 6 fun facts about Pope Francis. 1. Jorge is the Spanish word for George. Spanish is the language of Argentina. 2. Bergoglio is an excellent cook. his mother taught him. 3. Bergoglio has been a lifelong soccer fan. His favorite team is San Lorenzo of Buenos Aires. 4. For his 77th birthday, Pope Francis invited a group of homeless men and a dog to join him for breakfast. 5. Pope Francis gets up early to pray for 2 hours before beginning his day. 6. As a young man, Pope Francis collected stamps. Now there are postage stamps with his face on them. One of the people. When Bergoglio became Archbishop, there was a large home with servants where he could live. Bergoglio said it was too fancy. He moved into a small apartment instead. He also said no to using a special car with his own driver. He rode the bus or took the subway. Bergoglio used to hold Mass in this church in a poor neighborhood in Buenos Aires. In this photo, the people are celebrating Bergoglio being named Pope. In his own words, "My people are poor, and I am one of them." In 2001, Pope John Paul II made Bergoglio a cardinal. Cardinals are church leaders who help the Pope. Pope Benedict XVI became Pope in 2005. 8 years later, he said he could no longer be Pope. He was getting old and was not strong enough. Words to know. Cardinal. An important leader in the Roman Catholic Church. A cardinal serves under the Pope. A new Pope. In March 2013, many cardinals met in Vatican City. Bergoglio was one of them. The cardinals would choose one of themselves as the new Pope. They spent 2 days talking about who it would be. Finally, they picked Bergoglio. He chose the name Pope Francis. In his own words. And now we take up this journey of fraternity, of love, of trust among us. Pope Francis lives simply. It is what he has always done. He helps the poor, and all people who have hard lives. He also spends time meeting the people he serves. People like that about him. Some call him the People's Pope. 1936. Born on December 17th. 1955. Begins studies at a seminary. 1969. Becomes a priest. 1998. Named Archbishop of Buenos Aires. 2001. Becomes a cardinal. 2013. Chosen to be the Pope. What in the world? These pictures show items in Pope Francis's life. Use the hints to figure out what's in the pictures. Answers are on page 31. 1. Hint. A game Pope Francis loves to watch. 2. Hint. Pope Francis collected these as a kid. 3. Hint. Pope Francis went here with his family on Sundays. 4. Hint. Pope Francis rode this in Buenos Aires. 5. Hint. Pope Francis studied here to become a priest. 6. Hint. Pope Francis is the first pope to pose for one.